everybody, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. Please excuse the curtain that's going to be billowing throughout the video. I hope you like my eye makeup because this glitter is never going to come off my face. Today we're going to be talking about the Body Shop at Home MLM and why I think that it's a more sort of insidious MLM. So for legal reasons, I'm saying right now that this video is my opinion. I'm not accusing the company of anything or claiming that everything I say in this video is 100% fact. This is just my perspective on it, which I'm entitled to. Also, this is from the perspective of a British person, so my experience is purely from the UK and the UK Body Shop at Home and the Body Shop in general. Okay, so I'm sure most of us have heard of the Body Shop. Here is a summary from their website so we can sort of start off on the foundation of how they define themselves. So it says, our story started in Brighton, England in 1976. It began with our founder and her belief in something revolutionary, that business could be a force for good. They do community trade, which is, they say it's pioneering fair trade in the beauty industry. They're against animal testing. They've campaigned for a cruelty-free beauty industry since 1989. We helped ban animal testing in the UK and we took our fight to the EU. Now we're setting our sights on the UN where we're aiming to stamp out this cruel practice everywhere and forever, which is amazing. We're now part of Natura & Co, a global cosmetics group committed to cruelty-free beauty and ethical business. Together, we're working hand in hand to make beauty a force for good. So that's the summary from their website. I have been a customer with Body Shop for years because I have always been against animal testing. I've always been up for supporting companies who prioritize fair trade, just like the way that they came across so ethical, you know? And I always found that they had good products that I could use. So imagine my disappointment when a couple of years ago I'm starting to learn about MLMs and realizing that I've known probably about 50% of the women in my life have been in an MLM at some point, at least 50%. And I'm learning what they are, why they're so bad, and realizing, oh, so this is why no one ever seems to stay in the company for long, because it's a pyramid scheme. So when I started learning about MLMs a couple of years ago, I started noticing the business structure in other areas of my life where I hadn't even thought. For a good year, I would say, I was educating myself on anti-MLM stuff. And about a year in, I realized, hang on a minute, the Body Shop. Thanks to the anti-MLM Reddit, it confirms that it is in fact an MLM, and also the way that they describe their Body Shop at Home, which is what they call it, it's an MLM. It's an MLM. And like I said, I never even realised it was an MLM until recently. It just didn't twig because it's like, it's a company, it's a real company, and you just wouldn't think that they would have an MLM, but like I said, we'll get more into that in the video. So I grew up surrounded by MLMs. I always knew, I'd say at least 3 of my mum's friends who were in MLMs, although those friends sort of changed within the friendship groups that she had because people were constantly leaving MLMs, joining MLMs, leaving ones, joining them. And I didn't know the concept of multi-level marketing as a child, of course. By the way, my chair is so squeaky. I'm very sorry if it's annoying in this video. So often, the MLM that a lot of my mum's friends growing up were in was the Body Shop. So growing up, my mum and I had a good few Body Shop at Home parties at my house. We actually had a good few MLM parties, but a good few of them were Body Shop. The last one I remember having was, I think in 2015, and I was 17. And this is nothing, no hate for the woman who came and did the party. Nothing wrong with her, you know, she was fine. She was just trying to make money in an MLM. But she was the ideal target for an MLM. She was a new mum and she was a stay-at-home mum while her husband went out and worked, which, as we know, is the blueprint for the perfect person for MLM recruits or MLM companies in general to prey on. It's interesting to look back now and think of all the people I knew who were in MLMs and see that they were all in one way or another the perfect people for MLM people to prey on. They all had something that drew them into it. So the lady who was doing the party, she showed up with cases and cases full of products. She had, like, I grew up in a small town and there was no Body Shop in my town. However, there was one in the next town over, but it was tiny little Body Shop, and I could swear that the woman who came to do this party for us had about half the contents of that tiny body shop in her car. And looking back now and knowing that she had bought all of that, it's just like mind-blowing. So when I first looked up whether the Body Shop at Home was an MLM, I genuinely couldn't believe it. I thought, hang on, they're such an established, legitimate company. Like, in the UK, how many stores do they have in the UK? Let's have a look. They have 239 Body Shop stores in the UK. Huh? That was in 2019. So that is pretty impressive, and they're a reputable, well-known business with high street stores that people visit, and they're always busy when I go in. And I just thought, why and how could an MLM be a part of this business? It's such a legitimate, normal online store and real store business, and they do so well with online and in-store sales, or at least they have been doing all this time. Why do they need an MLM? So on that train of thought, the attitude that I had when I found out that it was an MLM is the reason why I believe it's such a dangerous MLM, because all MLMs, in my opinion, are dangerous. And the fact that it's the Body Shop, and I just kind of thought, well, it's the Body Shop, they're a legitimate company. They really talk about their ethics and how, like we read at the beginning of the video, on their website they literally say they're dedicated to ethical business, and yet they have an MLM. So typically, when you get recruited for an MLM, you get a message from a hunbot and they tell you about their company. Maybe you've heard of it, but you don't know much about it, or maybe you've heard of it and it's bad things that you've heard about it, or maybe you've never heard of it before and you look into it. Maybe, you know, if you're interested and you're not really sure what MLMs are or the company is, you look into it. And it's not a regular store, there's no way you can physically visit. It's not a brick and mortar store, you know? And often with MLMs, even their websites where you go, like, or you can add it to your basket online, even then it's often a strange sort of setup where it tells you, like, this is what I've noticed, that it tells you like two different prices, like if you order online and then if you order from a local representative, or even just find your local representative to order this product from. But Body Shop, everyone has seen a Body Shop on the high street. If you've been to a high street in the UK, you'll have most likely seen the Body Shop on the high street. The real company with brick and mortar shops, employees, actual employees, you know, what MLM huns call a pyramid. That's a different video for a different time. And it's a very well documented ethical code. So what could go wrong? So somebody messages you and tells you about this, or even you see an advert for it on TV or online or whatever, and you think, what could go wrong? This is a real store. This is a place with real shops and an online store and employees. It's a legit company. It's not like the other MLMs where there's products are very exclusive and very expensive. I mean, Body Shop is expensive, but it's not expensive because they're marking up the products so that people right at the top of the pyramid make money. Body Shop is expensive because they consider themselves a high-end toiletry and beauty company who are very proud of their ethical business practices, and then they ramp up the price because of that. Normally in an MLM, the reason things are so expensive is because they have to account for all the people in the pyramid that are making a percentage, getting higher up as you go along, of course. So it's a different kind of expensive. So you just think, like, it's not like the normal MLMs that people approach you about. It's a legitimate company. And that's the thing, because everyone knows Body Shop, it doesn't come across as scammy and as kind of predatory as recruitment methods do. It's more legit because it's a legitimate business that everyone knows. So if you get a leaflet through your door saying, start your own business with the Body Shop, it just seems so much more genuine. And a person messaging you on Instagram saying, hey hun, you know, this copy and pasted message, like, I think you'd be really great in my company, and you've never heard of the company, the products are really expensive, you don't know what sets them apart from other products, whereas in the Body Shop you do know all of those things because it's a very well established company that most likely you have either bought from before or received a gift from somebody who has bought from them before. If you're even remotely unaware of MLMs and how scammy they are and how and the statistic that 99% of people fail in an MLM. I just kicked my tripod, I'm sorry. If you're not aware of this, it just comes across so genuine. I went on to Google to research for this video, and I actually couldn't find a lot of information about the Body Shop at Home MLM. However, I did find a forum about it on Mumsnet, which I believe is just a UK website where mums come on and ask for advice for various things. It's quite big. So there's this one commenter on this forum who I have to show you. This person is right on the nose with this. Their username is the Monkey Mummy, and they have put, "Listen, hun, anyone can Google MLM. Just because you are enjoying it doesn't mean that you can vouch for the others. It's a scam. We all know it. I'm sorry you've been hoodwinked. Stop trying to make others believe that it's a decent way to make a living. It's a pyramid scheme." And they've put, "They are all known companies with actual products. This is how they get their pyramid structured schemes past the law and claim it isn't a pyramid scheme, but the structure is exactly the same." Exactly. I work with new families and have seen the stress these schemes put on their staff. They are all the same, essentially. I hate the tactics used, especially when women are trying to balance parenting and bringing in an income. It is not the easy nor ideal solution that is presented. True. So that leads me on to my next point, which is when considering whether or not to sign up, you know that people like these products because it's a well-established company and they're very popular. And you know people will trust the product as well because it's Body Shop, because it's an established brick and mortar shop company who has been in the UK for years and years and years. It's been in the UK since 1976. You know, it's a trusted company. It's not some random hair care company that you've never heard of before, and when you Google it you find lawsuits, and the only people who aren't saying this made my hair fall out and that's bad are the people who are trying to get you to sign up under them. It's not like that at all. It's a legitimate company, and you know the products, people know the products, you trust the products, people trust the products. And a lot of people already have or have used the products from the Body Shop, so you don't have to convince them that it's legit, that it's a good product. Now, this makes it sound like it would be more of a genuine business opportunity than most MLMs, right? Because it's like, well, people know the products, people trust it, people trust the company. They're a legit company, they wouldn't scam you. And yeah, on the surface, it does sound like a legitimate opportunity, but then it's not. It's still an MLM. It's still something that people can recruit you and have them in your downline, and you have to pay a starter kit. And then people I've seen on research forums that they say that they have been encouraged to buy more and more inventory to really build up their stock. Sound familiar? And the people on this forum, this same Mumsnet forum, make a really great point. Why would people buy from a consultant face to face or on Messenger or whatever when it's so much more convenient to buy online from the store itself, where there's offers and sales, or just in store where you can go in and try the product? It's a more direct way of buying, which in my opinion, and to me, it feels like a better option in case of return issues, product issues, and just the general lack of need for social interaction. So people on this forum are saying, if I buy Body Shop stuff online, I can get huge discounts in the sale and cash back. I think most people would do the same. I think you would do a lot of work for very little return. I doubt very much that there would be any money in it, and you run the risk of alienating your friends by trying to flog stuff to them, which is 100% true, as we all know from experience. I don't know that anyone that wouldn't just buy it direct online and use the massive amount of vouchers and sales they regularly have on, 100%. There's only so much Body Shop stuff your friends and relatives will need and want, especially at the volume required to make it worth the hours you're putting in. Can't imagine how this would be profitable. 100%, 100%. They are all correct here. Most of the people in the forums that I've seen when I was researching for this video have said that they've made little to no money when trying to sell at the Body Shop. There was this review for being a consultant on this website, I can't remember what website it was, but I'll link it down below, saying, I have been working at the Body Shop as a consultant part-time for less than a year. The area managers lie. In my area, their lack of support was appalling from day one. I've been made to feel like I'm being a nuisance or a child for merely asking for support / help on how to build my business / customer base. Initially, training was shockingly short and nowhere near what it should be. My local team is incredibly cliquey. If your face doesn't fit, you won't fit in. You're not allowed to disagree or challenge managers on anything. I honestly believed I'd researched this well-known high street brand before fully getting involved with it. Please be careful. I've been with the Body Shop at Home for a year and I've hardly earned anything. I spent more than I've earned, adding to my kit and uniform, etc. The only good thing to come out of this is that I love the product, but will steer clear of the Body Shop at Home. 100% fake. Now, MLM managers and recruiters and whatnot will say, well, they clearly didn't work hard enough, which I say bullshit. Another thing, Body Shop at Home when I was younger, as I mentioned, very party based. People came for parties. It was a social event. All the women got together. It was nice. You had food, drinks, and you just tried out some beauty products. These days, parties, I feel like parties are just outdated and a little bit irrelevant when you have online shopping and in-store shopping. And especially as a consultant, you take into account the time that you spend getting to the place that you're having the party, the money that you spend on fuel or travel getting to the party, the money that you spend on the inventory, and the time that you spend at the party explaining products to people and trying to get them to buy. And is that really going to be profitable when you add up all the numbers? And it's a starter pack for £49. I don't know why they don't just make it 50. They're trying to make it look like less than £50. But I have seen people online on forums saying that they were encouraged, as I said earlier, to buy more inventory to try and build up their stock. Very MLM, very dangerous pyramid scheme MLM stuff. And even though it's encouraged to buy more inventory, not required, peer pressure is a thing. And obviously you end up being the customer, not the employee, when you have to buy all this stuff. Anyway, it's my guess that people would much rather shop in store or online because it's so much less awkward. Even if a consultant is not pushy or pressuring you at all to buy the products, there's still a level of pressure there because you don't want to let them down, especially if you know that they've paid for these products. You don't want to let them down. And it's just so much less awkward to shop online. You can go online and the most pressure you'll get is if you leave an item in your basket and you get an email saying, you forgot to buy this. Doesn't matter. No one's going to hold you accountable for that. No matter how hard reps may try to add no pressure, there is still that feeling of not wanting to deny who is most likely a friend or family member. You don't want to deny them the sale, and it further alienates people. Talking about the fact that most likely your customers will be friends and family. Somebody put on the same forum, they put, I think you can only do these sorts of MLMs if you are willing to corner and harass the majority of your friends and family and become an unlikable purchase pusher. I worked at the actual Body Shop for 7 years, made my way up from a stock assistant on 8 hours a week to a full-time manager, and the opinion I saw from the retail side of the Body Shop, way up to the top, would not associate themselves with the MLM side through the stores. Which says a lot. So I found a horror story here from a former Body Shop at Home employee consultant. I started Body Shop at Home in October 2014, thinking well-known brand, what could go wrong? Just as I said. As I started near Christmas, I was busy with orders hitting all targets, getting free products, winning seller of the month for 3 months. In January, I was approached to be a manager. To do this, I needed 5 recruits, and each recruit had to earn £150 in their first month. The area manager was like your best friend boosting you up, saying I was fabulous, so she made me feel worthwhile. Classic MLM manipulation. I got a team and became a manager. Then it started going downhill. Managers meeting, which I then learned you had to pay £10 a month, and I was chased for this even though I never attended as it didn't fit with my school runs. It was around this time my father got ill and was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I was late with my figures and was left an awful message from the area manager saying I had let her down. She knew my dad was poorly. I emailed her and apologised and sent her the figures. She never replied. I then decided in March I would hand my team to my upline. I messaged the area manager and said I needed to spend time with my father. She again never replied and has never spoke with me since. Sales started dwindling and eventually I was made inactive as I didn't do £150 for 2 months running. Body Shop at Home are known for compassion. I can assure you this isn't the case. There were conferences to attend and I chose not to go as I couldn't afford the £35 ticket and a hotel. There were holidays to be won. I don't know anybody personally that won these unless you were selling around £10. I think it was meant to say more than £10. You didn't stand a chance. Then there are the hidden costs of catalogues and order forms. Nothing was free. Then you had to pay for postage, and also if a host ordered their rewards, you had to pay £2.50 towards this. So before your earnings, you were down £10. Once I finished Body Shop, I can honestly say I was around £500 out of pocket, as some months I placed orders to ensure that I was not kicked off. But then it hit me that this was stupid and I had to be brave enough to just say no more. So assuming this woman. So this person is saying that they ended up becoming the customer and buying their inventory every month because they didn't want to lose their spot. So, moral of the story, don't sign up to Body Shop at Home. This person was saying that they thought it would be fine because it's a well-trusted, established company. This is what I'm saying. Not to mention the complete lack of compassion from her area manager. Like, what? Also, I forgot to say in the video, I couldn't find an income disclosure statement for Body Shop anywhere. So if anyone can help me out with that, that would be great. But yeah, I couldn't find it anywhere, which is a little bit weird. I'm going to start the conclusion to this video by showing my favourite comment on this forum, which is by the monkey mummy that I showed at the beginning of the video. It sums up the vibe of this entire video, or anything to do with MLMs. They put, "Oh yuck, run like the wind." So in conclusion, I think this MLM is especially dangerous and insidious because of the foundation of the traditional company. It must be a brilliant source of income for the company to have these people signing up under them, especially like if we're talking about that person there in that story who is buying all that has to make this amount of money every month, even if that just means buying that amount of product every month to keep your rank in the MLM. They must make it so much money, and you can see why they keep it, but at the same time, ethical business? Really? Ethical business? Okay. And they have people signing up and buying inventory all the time under the false pretense of starting their own business. Yep, classic MLM pyramid structure where 99% of people don't make money and lose money. So yeah, it's bad, it's predatory just like any MLM, but it's insidious because it creeps in. You don't think of it as being as scammy and suspicious. Like I said, I was an anti-MLM for a year before I realised that this Body Shop has an MLM. It took, because even though I was so educated on MLMs, I still just didn't, I thought surely not, surely they don't have a business structure in their company when 99% of people lose money, but they do. Shocked as I was to learn this and disappointed in the company and how much it's made me not want to buy from them anymore because they have this company under their name. So I hope you enjoyed this video talking about why I believe the Body Shop MLM is so insidious. Don't join the Body Shop at Home. It's an MLM, and as per the stories I've seen online and as per my experience with MLMs, you will not make any money. I don't think I've ever known anyone stick with the Body Shop at Home for more than a month, or maybe 6 months maximum. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go and try and take this glitter off my eyelids. Wish me luck. Bye. Listen, I grew up in a small... Rude. Creaky chair. Creaky check. Check. Oh dear, I'm spending too much time on TikTok.